guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Crown Hyundai in St. Pete, Florida. And guess what? I have that one turbocharged pack punch of a sedan for you. And it's this vehicle right here. What is it? This is your updated, changed up 2024 Hyundai Elantra N. But before we get into this compact sedan with that little extra oomph, let's talk about what's going on here. Hyundai, they've done their homework. They've put in the blood, sweat, and tears to make a performance sub-brand. It's all about that letter N. And it's interesting because some brands, it's taken them decades to do that, but in Hyundai's world, it's taken a lot less time. And it's fascinating because now those other brands out there that have vehicles that compete against the Elantra N have definitely been put on notice. Of course, this vehicle is going to compete with others like the Honda Civic Type R, the Volkswagen Golf GTI, the Volkswagen Golf R, the GR Corolla from Toyota, and we can't forget at the top of the heap is the Acura Integra Type S. Now, one thing that Hyundai has always been good at is bringing a lot of value for your hard-earned money. But they've also been changing how people view their brand by also bringing nice special touches. So what I want to find out is, do you go with the top of the heap and go with that Integra Type S, or do you go with this value-packed option known as the Elantra N? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat for 2024, you do have a new look with some major updates. And this color, if you're digging it, it's called Intense Blue. And it really does live up to its name. It's pretty intense, especially in the Florida sun. Now up front, you'll see the new refresh look. So we have updated headlight housing, LED headlights, LED daytime running lamp, and then super ultra aggressive corner air curtains. I like the way that they went with the flat black, just a little bit of gloss black, and the rest body color match. One of the things with the N Performance brand is the color red. So you're gonna get a little bit of red along that lower lip. It actually goes around the whole vehicle. That signifies this visually as a true N car. And I also like the way everything is all molded nicely into the new front fascia. Now, as we come across that low, wide, slung nose, you'll see the Hyundai badge. They actually sunk it. They listened to one of my zonks and sunk it into the front fascia, like the way they went with the flat black. You have functionality, and that N badge hasn't been around that long, but there's a lot of wins that come with that badge, especially in the Michelin Challenge Series, in the Touring Car Championship. This thing has been laying it down big time with the Herta Hyundai team. Functionality up top, functionality on the bottom. You'll see that red brought into it, and a very aggressive lower lip splitter. The whole point of that is to stop air from going underneath the vehicle and scoop it into that front intercooler, because this is a turbocharged power plant, just like the Integra Type S. Now at the front, let me know what you think about the new look of the Elantra N, especially comparing it to the Integra Type S. Now as we rise up, you have that V indentation, starts on the front fascia, goes all the way towards the windshield, gives us some nice body lines. And then as we come around the bend, there's still some newness going on. You'll notice how they flare out that daytime running lamp into the fender. Love the way they brought the body color nice and sharp and then angled it down. And then when it comes to wheels and tires, we have new wheels, new tires. V-spoke wheels, nice flat black. And then you'll notice that we're running Michelin Pilot Sport tires. 4S tires, gonna give you good grip, good stick, good reliability and durability. This is front wheel drive base, just like the Integra Type S, with a limited slip diff. And then you'll also notice that we do have bright red on the calipers, but those are not Brembos. So when you go with the Integra Type S, you're gonna get the 4-piston Brembo calipers up front. This has your standard caliper that's been beefed up with more track prep pads. So something to think about there. Rotors up front are over 13 inches, 13.4 inches. Out back, they're 12.2 inches. And if you're wondering what's the size of this wheel, it's a 19-inch wheel, 245 on the width of the tire, 35 series sidewall, and I'm loving these new wheels. Really changes the look. Wheels make or break a vehicle. very easily, and these wheels are making it. Now coming down the side, you are going to get gloss black on the mirror caps, your LED turn signals. One thing that this has that the Integra Type S wished that it had, at least the owners wished that it had, is you do have a standard size sunroof, which is nice. Also, you'll notice the intense blue on the door handles. And then down below, look at how they stamped the N in the red trim. Nice side skirt extension all the way down. This is for airflow, getting the air from the front of the vehicle down the side. Still, the one thing that kind of I'm hung up on are the weird geometric triangles. Those weird indentations in the door. Not really my favorite. I like the cleaner look of the Integra, especially when you look at those fender flares. God, do they look beautiful. Now working our way towards the rear, there is a bit of gloss black here, but you'll notice you have some built-in vortex generators. Clean up the air as it comes towards the back. There's that sharp triangular angle action. You'll notice the red trim in that side skirt, lower bumper extension. Then when we get to the tail end of the business, you do have a functional trunklet spoiler. It is gloss black. It is a pedestal style spoiler. And then you'll see the Elantra name in flat black. That's new for 2024. We have updated taillights, LED taillights. I like the way they hide the button for the trunk right there. They actually have to put a sticker here to let you know where it is. And then working our way all the way down this lower bumper area, new for 2024. I like the stainless steel tips, slash cut, very good looking tip. Give you some pops, give you some bangs out the back. Guess what? The Integra Type S has the pops and the bangs as well. And then even the way that they sculpted that lower rear diffuser just looks so much better than the previous model year. But why don't we pop the hood and talk horsepower with this Elantra N. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod underneath the hood. Nice engine cover. I love the way they brought the M badging in there. Your turbo says turbo right there. And speaking of turbo, there's your turbo right against the firewall. So what do we have? We have that 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. What's nice about the Elantra N that you can't do with the Integra Type S is you could have a 6-speed manual or you could have an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, which this one has. So what we have is 286 horsepower, 289 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in about 4.8 seconds, quarter mile in 13.2 at 106 miles per hour, top speed 155 miles per hour, MPGs 20 in the city, 30 on the highway. Obviously, the Integra Type S has more horsepower, but it's only available with a 6-speed manual transmission. And like I said, no sunroof. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. But I didn't get to eat my Rice Krispies this morning, so I want to hear some pops and bangs. Let's fire up this Elantra N and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 refresh, changed up Hyundai Elantra N. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I looked at Acura Integra Type S's. They're like over $51,000. I don't want to spend that money. I don't have that money to spend. But I do want something that's fun like this and that I'll want to drive on a regular basis. How much is this Elantra N? Listen, Hyundai's got your back. This thing with the DCT, which also comes with the sunroof, is an MSRP of $36,000. So we're looking at well over $10,000 less than the Acura Integra Type S. But let's see what you get for the money from this Elantra N to the door panels. I am going to have to zonk the hard plastic up top. I wish that they would do just a little softer plastic. That is hard as a plastic rock. I like the way there's this Alcantara in the center. I just wish they brought some of that red and performance blue color into it. The rest of the door panel just looks very drabby. very dull. The armrest, same story. It's hard as a rock. You're not going to want to put your arm there. And then the pocket, though, is a good size. So you could get your Whopper, your large fry, and some onion rings, and a bottle of Mountain Dew to wash it down. And you do have the Bose sound system. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, that's actually softer than the door panel. Kind of interesting that they did that. They brought just a little sliver. Look how small of a sliver of performance blue. It almost looks like ambient lighting, but it's not. It's just this blue color here. Is it ambient lighting? Let's see. I shut the car off. Still blue. So it's kind of interesting how that's about it. Very interesting that they did that. Let me get rid of this off the screen. So wish there was a little bit more. Slide on in. I love this. 10.25 inch screen. You got your N performance gauges. You can set up everything custom setup with the N performance buttons. You got your G meter, launch control. Love the way they have that. The colors, the graphics, the fonts, the whole shabam. Let me show you the backup camera. It's okay. It's actually a little bit better than the Integra Type S, if you believe it or not. And you do have trajectory, which is really nice. There's your start-stop button. You have dual climate control. There's your switch gear for the climate control. You got 3 stages of heated seats. No ventilated seats for the Elantra N, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to move the shifter out of the way because down below we have 12 volt. You're going to want to get a radar detector, USB-A, USB-C, and wireless charging. Love the shifter on this 8-speed DCT. There's some more of that blue I want to see, and the N badge. You got your different drive modes, which I'll show you that when you come to the business end. And then you have a good old-fashioned e-brake, some gloss black, nothing too crazy, 2 cup holders, and then look, you get a new key fob. I'm actually going to peel this away. I'm probably going to get in trouble for doing this. I'm sorry, Casey. But there's your N badging on the key fob and the letter H. It looks better than the silver one. It doesn't look like an alien suppository. Now it looks like an actual key fob, and there's your performance blue on the key fob there. Hard as a rubber rock. Open this up. This is where you're going to keep your extra money, your stacks of money from not buying an Integra Type S. So Integra Type S over $51,000, you'll be able to put your fat wad of cash in there. Seats, I love these. They look like Recaros. They feel like Recaros. Performance blue on the stitching. Look at how the M badge lights up. There's some of that blue. Where was it? On the door panel. Nice bolstering. Top and bottom. Manual controls for the passenger and the driver, which I'm okay with that because believe it or not, on the Integra Type S, passenger seat is manual controls, not electric. And I actually think these seats look better than the ones in the Integra Type S. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the steering wheel in this Elantra N. All right, guys, we are parking where the signs tell us not to park. It's almost like when I was a kid and I used to skateboard around the grocery stores and stuff. They said, no skateboarding. Well, guess what? We did it anyways. Ha! But anyway, sitting here, feel good. You do have a nice aluminum sill plate with the N badge. Look at the pedal box. It's like right out of one of those touring race cars that Hyundai runs. Nice aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. Your seat controls are basic, but they're easy to get to. And I like the way you can lower the seat. So most seats, driver's seat at least, you can lower. So if you ever get in a car and you're like hitting the headliner, don't think it's like that. That's how it's supposed to be. Lower the seat. Bolstering, feels good, man. It really does. The Integra Type S doesn't really have that much bolstering. Nice quality materials, just not a lot of bolstering. Oh, my phone is ringing. Hold on. Let me answer it here. Don't go anywhere. Hello? Yeah. No, we're still filming. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll say it right now. All right. Bye. So that was my friend Michael, who is actually part of PR for Hyundai USA. The blue that I was thinking wasn't ambient lighting. There is an opaqueness to that blue where there is some glow that shines through. So let's show them that, Steven. Here's where that blue extends all the way to the driver's side. This is going to illuminate it a little bit at night, but it's also blue when you shut the car off. So quite interesting how they did that. The big zonk is this. Get rid of that. I'd rather it just be all gloss black than that stupid thing there. And I like to call that the Death Star. But sitting here in the seat, fantastic. Steering wheel, so nice. The perforated leather, the smooth leather. You got the performance blue stitching, the M badge. You got your N preference buttons. Watch this. And then you have your N grin shift button. This gives you that extra 10 horsepower for a few seconds. Paddles on the back of the wheel to go up and down the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. And you do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then that 10.25 inch digital gauge cluster. Watch this. You go into N mode. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Look at that. Love how the tach is right in the center. You have your turbo boost gauge, your torque gauge, all the important information. Absolutely love that setup. No head-up display, but I'm okay with that because the tach is so perfectly placed. But let's get in the back seat and see who's going to be more comfortable. The people sitting in the back of an Integra Type S or in this Elantra N. All right, guys, back seat time. And what's nice is, compared to the Integra Type S, you could actually sit 3 across in the back seat. So technically, you could bring 4 other friends with you. Somebody sitting up front and 3 people sitting in the back. The Integra Type S, you can't have somebody sit in the middle. There's no middle seat or seat belt. Comfortable. It's just this plastic is really, really, it shows where they cut corners to keep that price in check. I do like the backs of the seats, the all one-piece bucket setup. What is nice is you actually have USB-Cs, 2 of them. You don't get that in an Integra Type S. I wish that there were AC vents. You could put them right there, for Pete's sakes. But the seats feel good. That Alcantara material, the blue stitching is fantastic. And then there's no center armrest. So what my advice is sit in the back with somebody that's weaker than you. Give them a kidney punch. When they're hunched over in pain, use them as an armrest. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the trunk, because I'm ready to go on throttle in this Elantra N. All right, guys, trunk time. Let's see what kind of junk we can put in the trunk. Open it up. You're gonna have well over 14 cubic feet of space. One of the things that really just makes my eyes open like Christmas morning is gonna be that brace. That brace is there for a purpose, to stiffen up the back of the vehicle. Yes, it does impede you putting long objects, but you still could fold down the seat. But I love seeing that bracing there. Nice low cargo floor. And then they have this little hanger. And what's nice is they actually tell you 22 pounds maximum on this hook. And they give you some examples. Some groceries, a gym bag, a backpack, 2 gallons of milk. My question is, if it's a gym bag, are they talking about a regular gym bag? Are they talking about a Stephen Flood gym bag? Because Stephen Flood has like these big, huge bottles of whey protein and creatine and every other thing in there. That's definitely gonna be more than 22 pounds. So they gotta specify gym bag, but not Stephen Flood's gym bag. And that would make, I think, a perfect setup. No spare, no spare. Good amount of space, but still not as good as the Integra Type S. That thing is crazy how much room there is. But why don't we go ahead, let's put the rubber to the road and go on throttle in this Elantra N. All right, guys, we are leaving Crown Hyundai. We're in this 2024 Hyundai Elantra N, and right away, I just love the view from behind the wheel. I mean, you have a great placement of your screens. They're not too ginormous. So much great information. And the fact that you have your N preference buttons to where you could just go straight into N mode, ready to rock and roll. Steering wheel has a great feel to it. And once you're behind the wheel, you kind of forget about all of the hard plastic in here, because you're really not touching it, to be honest, unless you're resting your arm on top of the door panel, which I like to do, which absolutely hurts because it's hard as a rock, a plastic rock. And I still don't understand why they have this oh crap handle in here. There's really no reason for it. But other than that, the seats are fantastic. Even in full N mode, the suspension doesn't beat you up. And the Integra Type S definitely is better than the Civic Type R when it comes to overall firmness of the suspension. But in here, I feel like it's firmer than the Integra Type S, but not as hard as the Civic Type R. But let me slow down here. I want to go on throttle from a desktop. I'm going to use the paddles. On throttle, here we go. Nice little chirp. Chirping tire's a happy tire. Really love the way the tach changes colors with that sequential yellow, orange, red when it comes to the shift lights. Of course, you are having less horsepower than the Integra Type S, but the way that this thing is geared, especially with the 8-speed DCT, it's pretty punchy, and I really like that. Seats are comfy. Don't think that they're gonna squeeze you like a vice grip. They're very comfortable, but also very supportive, and they're gonna hold you in place. And the exhaust is actually perfect. It's just loud enough. You got the pops, you got the bangs, but it's not too much. It actually is a little bit better than in the Integra Type S. More pops, more bangs, and it's a little bit louder, which I like. But even rolling on throttle, it just has a nice, good, usable amount of torque. The boost kicks in where you want it, a little lower in the rev range. And yes, going down the road, you are gonna get some good road noise off those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, but they're gonna pay big dividends when you're in the twisty bits, that's for sure. All right, guys, once again, let's go on throttle together. I'm gonna use the paddles. On throttle, here we go. Nice, I'm telling you, the torque comes in very nice and low in the rev range. And it really, when you're in this N mode, it gives you quite a kick. And I'm not even using the N-grin shift button yet. So that tells you that it's very purposeful. The shifts are very purposeful, very precise with each shift on the paddles. This time we're gonna go N-grin and do some twisty bits. Ready? On throttle, here we go. Got the countdown clock. On the brakes. Look at this. Yee-hoo! Nice. It is so awesome to have that extra horsepower. And the balance in this thing is superb. Absolutely superb. Corners very flat. It's got a great limited slip diff. Really grips well in the twisties. And the gearbox, whether you're shifting up the gears or down the gears, really shifts well. That's a very nice, welcome thing to see. Look at this. Super nice. Under the braking, brakes nice and straight and balanced. I'm gonna put it into automatic mode, just so you could see what we're working with. We're gonna go N-grin shift. Are you ready? On throttle, here we go. Very competent transmission. The sound from the exhaust, the pops, the bangs, and you got the sunroof in here, which you don't have in an Integra Type S. And the brakes feel great. I know they're not Brembos, and some people give that a zonk, but still very, very good on the braking quality, the feedback through the pedal, and all the other goodies in there. I'm gonna manually shift one more time for you. Ready? First gear, N-grin up. I gotta wait. We're not ready for N-grin shift. You gotta wait for everything to cool back down. On throttle, here we go. Nice. On the brakes. Look at the grip. Here we go. N-grin shift mode. This car, for the price, is freaking phenomenal. Absolutely love driving these. I want to take it home, but of course we need to get back to Crown Hyundai and wrap this one up. So I hope you've enjoyed this overall review. We're going to get back and wrap it up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another exciting day, especially with a fun turbocharged vehicle like this Elantra N. We got to thank Casey and the rest of the team here at Crown Hyundai for allowing us to have access to this vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is it worth the extra money, well over 10 grand, to go Elantra? To go Integra Type S? Or is it better to put that money in your pocket? Or maybe invest it, or save it, use it for a vacation, give it to a friend? I don't know, whatever you want to do with it. Is it better to go this route with the Elantra N? Let me know down in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise family. Of course, we need to give it up. Stephen Flood, he's happy every day of every moment. This guy does not get mad. Even if a bird right now took a big dump on him, he would just look up and smile and blow a kiss to the bird. So thank you, Stephen, for bringing sunshine and smiles all day long. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.